This is an interesting post from MGM Grand. They just got hit on the 21st, which was yesterday, with a massive ransomware attack. Someone screenshotted this job offer. I don't know what they were thinking here, but this is probably the most hilarious job posting I have ever seen in a long time. It's a contract job offering, meaning it's only for a short period of time. I think the entire posting goes from 9/21, which is yesterday, to 10/15. So roughly 3 weeks. They're going to pay you $100 an hour on a 1099, means just purely contract work. You do have to pay taxes on that, typically self-employment tax and that type of taxes. So about 30% of that is at least going to probably go into taxes, maybe more depending on your financial situation. Depends. It could go up to like 39% or even 40. If you're well over jointly $250,000 per year, you're going to probably be in the 40s. But if you're less than that, it's going to be roughly 35, 32%, something in that range. So think of that math in your head before we get into what this entails. It's pretty hilarious because they suffered a massive ransomware attack and now they want to redo their front end, I guess, and their back end with, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, that's pretty funny. So you're going to hire an external vendor, pay them contract rates that are unbelievably low, like $100. I saw a lot of hot takes from people that don't work in IT going, oh, $100 an hour, 10 hours a day, that's $1,000 a day for, 3 weeks. You do the math, that's $21,000. Not quite. So that's one. Again, there's massive taxes on that because of the contract rate. There's also expenditures that you're going to have because you're going to be they're not going to pay for like your hotel and all that stuff either. So you're going to have that kind of expenses on top of food and some other quality of life things. It's a very low rate. So probably the base rate for something like this would probably be 200 to 250. So whoever posts this was just looking for a bottom of the barrel, maybe an entry level person that maybe just got their rel cert. I don't know. And I would say for someone that knows what they're doing and knows what they're walking into and that could fix this problem and redo their systems, I would personally charge about $500 an hour to do this. They probably could get away with like $250 to $350 an hour for somebody that needed the money. Which does equate to a lot of money. But at the same time, this is extremely high stress. There's going to be multiple systems that you're going to be trying to integrate depending on how bad the ransomware attack is and what their backups look like. I don't even know what else is entailed with this, but I'd have to assume they do probably tie into like Active Directory. They probably have like a finance system like SAP or something in the back end of things that you're going to have to tie into as well. Hopefully their on-site IT knows how to get that back. Otherwise, well, there goes another week or more. And you got to look at what is their actual hardware infrastructure is. If they're lowballing this bad, I would say it's probably in a pretty bad disarray. And I speak from all these things in I've done this type of, not specifically ransomware, but I did have a storage failure that required a full rebuild of the IT infrastructure for roughly a $250 million a year company. And I remember I did almost 24-hour days, not like solid. I think the first 72 hours I was working probably 20 to 22 hours a day, taking naps basically, and then finally after 3 days I went home and got a full 7-8 hours of sleep. But it was about 2 weeks of hell, and then finally got it back up. But that is an immense amount of stress, and you have to be pretty desperate for money to walk into that. So that's why these numbers kind of where they match up, and what's entailed is you have to have a pretty broad skill set to be even doing it. Just having a rel system admin jump in there, they need more than that. whoever made this job posting is an idiot. So anyways, yeah, 70 hours a week. I think you could I could put in probably 80 to 100 a week, just based on past ones, but again, it's very high stress, and what you'd have to go through to do something like this is not a small feat. And I couldn't imagine someone 50 plus trying to do this. It would probably kill them. Not to mention your personal relationships. I know my wife would not be happy if I took that job at 500 an hour. She would be pissed. She'd be like, really? You're going to leave me alone with the kids for 3 full weeks? F you, man. I'd be in the doghouse, even though I'd be pulling in probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 150, probably 150,000, I'd say. After taxes and stuff, probably a little over 100,000 take home for a month of work. Yeah, but wild posting, and that probably wouldn't end after 3 weeks. And the integration into their existing systems, I'd be worried. I would be worried like hell if I took that. But probably one of the wildest things, I've just been seeing this circulating X and seeing where it goes. Whew, wild stuff. But I would caution anybody from taking this unless you absolutely need a lot of money and you don't mind having a boatload of stress that comes with it.